Good morning and welcome to another week's episode of Fun with Whole Foods. This week I'm going to be sharing a breakfast frittata type recipe that I make that's fairly low in carbs because you all know me. So we're going to start off with our frying pan. I accidentally got a rather large one because I didn't know what size it was. I was trying to get a pan about that size for my morning omelette and yeah, I can't remember when I'm in the store what the sizes are, so I was like, oh, 30 centimetre pan, that sounds about right, and it's huge. So I'm not managing at the moment to cook every single morning. I most often cook in the evenings. And then just grab this out of the fridge cold, so I manage to eat breakfast each day. So meal prep to get yourself eating stuff that's relatively healthy is for me one of the key aspects of how I manage to nourish myself well. So we're going to start heating up our pan. The little spray oil, always love the spray oil. And another way that I manage, especially days when I just can't, is getting pre-sliced vegetables, which you get a lot of the environmental brigade really against these plastic, I don't want to say a swear word, but sod them. You need to do what will enable you to eat. Sometimes packaging is recyclable. This one doesn't say it is, but I'm in a position I don't have to worry about it too much because we have incineration where I am. So all of our waste that doesn't get recycled goes off to an incineration plant where they use the heat for electricity. And when they had paper recycling plant next door, they used to use the waste heat after the turbines to dry out the paper. Not everyone has that kind of a setup though. So take 1 tub of sliced red onions, which is about 160 grams, chuck it in. If you're in the States, slice onions yourself, that's 1 or 2 onions. And then a tub, this is 150 grams of sliced mushrooms. If you're able to get the, what are they called? Chestnut mushrooms that have the high vitamin D content, that's excellent. I always recommend getting chestnut over white mushrooms if at all possible, because we all need a bit more vitamin D in our diet, and that's one of the few dietary sources. For custard, okay, apparently I cannot use that spoon. So the veg is just going to cook down a bit. This is a basically basic. You can do any veg that you want. And while that veg is cooking down, I'm going to take a dozen eggs. So it's a big pan. And I'm going to be breaking them into a jug. So I'll see you all in a couple of minutes. Okay, so I've got a dozen eggs all nicely broken into my jug. And I vary what herbs and spices I will put in. But today I'm fancy herby, so I'm going to put in, that's probably a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of mixed herbs. I'm going to take a fork and stabby stab all the yolks. Now, I always use the whole egg. There has been a recent study talking about heart disease and whatnot. The reality is, I'm going to die a little bit earlier than everyone else because of the psych meds I've been on. That's fine, it's a fact of life. It's just one of those things. I don't worry too much about, you might live for less than 3 years less than the people that don't eat bacon, or things like that. It's just, we've become too obsessed with living forever, and I don't want to live forever without having my memory. I really don't have all of my memory. So I eat what I like and what my body feels good on. And the yolks are the nutritional powerhouse of the egg. So always make sure you eat some yolks. Don't go in for the whole 90s thing of only egg whites. As you can see, our veg has cooked down a bit now. So I'm going to try and evenly space that around the pan. So obviously you can use any veg you like. I just was picking up the veg that was pre-cooked because I just didn't have the pre-cut because I didn't have the energy to stand here and cut 5 different types of vegetables. 80 grams of veg is one of your portions for 5 a day. For me, this is going to be 4 portions. So it's going to provide me with one of my 5 a day, even though it's got 2 different vegetables. Which is another important thing to think about. The studies show that you need 400 grams of vegetable matter. And government looked at portion sizes and was like, yeah, no one's ever going to eat more than 80 grams, so we'll make it 5 a day. But it's good for you to get as many varieties as you can in there. So, but at the same point, there's a few studies. Some say as long as you get your 400 grams, doesn't matter if that's 2 huge portions or 8 tiny portions, you know. So go for what you like. At the end of the day, no one really knows. I'm going to top it off with a tablespoon of Parmesan. Just sprinkle that around. I've said before, I love Parmesan. It gives you the flavour, it gives you cheesiness, and it doesn't give you a lot of extra calories for it. And we're now going to leave that to cook on the stove top for about 5 minutes. And while it's doing that, I'm going to start preheating the grill, because our grill takes a little while to heat up all the way back. So I'll see you in a few minutes when the bottom is cooked. Okay, so I can't tip this to show you. Let me just turn the top off. I'll try and bring it a bit closer. You can see it's still liquid on the top, but around the edges it's pulling away, and you can see it's golden around the edges. That's quite heavy today. Let me just get my phone. Sorry, you're moving. Woo! See, it's golden as it's pulling away from the edges, which means it's ready to go under a top grill to cook the top half. So pop it under, and then it takes about 5 minutes on the top half. The bottom half takes 3 to 5 minutes. You need to keep an eye on it because it will burn. And it'll keep on cooking because the pan's hot underneath while it's under the grill. So literally just look for when it starts to pull away from the edges, starts to look slightly golden around the edges, and then whip it off the heat underneath and shove it under where there's heat from the top. So I'm going to see you in about 5 minutes to show you my cooked frittata. So it's been about 5 minutes. As you can see, we have a beautifully golden frittata. I'm just going to turn the grill off. As soon as I can, get it out of that pan and onto a cooling rack, because as I said before, the pan is still hot, it's still cooking now. So this is where we discover that it's stuck, or it all comes to pieces. Oh, not today, not today. Woo! Ta-da! So that makes me very happy. So I will let it cool. You can see on the bottom it is very golden on the bottom. I've got that just at the right time. And I will slice it into 4 and then nom 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 nom. I'll I'll eat it cold quite happily. But you can shove it on a baking tray and reheat it in the oven for about 10 minutes if you'd rather have it hot. And it's a wonderful start to your day. Like I said, for me that'll do 4 days because I'll have 3 eggs for my breakfast. You might want to serve it in smaller portions, that's your choice. I'll also have a bit of fruit with it because I've not got a ton of vegetables in this one. So, goodbye, have fun, enjoy making your own frittatas, play around with flavours, play around with what veg you put in, and they'll keep in the fridge for up to a week. So, cook it up. You've got breakfast on the go, lunch on the go, a snack waiting for you. I don't eat eggs for dinner. My brain associates eggs with waking up, so eggs for dinner is a bad idea, but yeah, you can eat it anytime, and it's brilliant meal prep to have because you just grab and go. So have a great week, and I'll see you all next week for another episode of Fun with Whole Foods.